been a minute since we've done a get ready with me, and I have a ton of stuff to update you guys on. My life has made a full 180. So if you guys want to know what the hell's been going on and why I've been off YouTube for so long, let's discuss it. For the last couple of months, I've been starting off with skin because my eyes, I keep very basic, just a little bronzer and call it a day. So less is more. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I am honestly obsessed with this stuff. I don't know if I've talked about it, here on YouTube, or if I've kind of just done a get ready with me on TikTok. I am fairly active on TikTok. I'm active on Instagram. I will have either all of them pop up on the screen so you guys can go follow them, or they'll be in the description below. Do you see that? Great. So let's just kind of bring you guys back up to speed with what has been going on in my life, because it's been crazy. Let's start out with the fact that I am completely and 100% single. And I have been in relationships for the past 6 consecutive years. And I know I didn't really dive too much into the relationship that I just got out of. Obviously, for just like personal reasons. I also think that I always have kind of taken everything to the internet. I like to keep things a little bit more private now. I think that's just like something that comes with maturing and just realizing that not every little detail of your life has to be on the internet. But for legality purposes, and I know that sounds kind of crazy, but I am really not going to dive too much into why and how and kind of the nitty-gritty of everything with that relationship or why it ended. I just feel like the situation was very, very, very drama-filled. And honestly, at my grown-ass age of going to be 30 this year, I really don't have time for all of that. I really don't have time for games. I just don't have time to be doing this little high school, like, on-off, cheating, not cheating nonsense. It's just a little too, it's a little too dated for me. Like, I need a mature love. We're just gonna leave it at that. I am no longer in a relationship. I'm single as a Pringle, living my life, traveling. Instead of foundation, let me put you on. I think foundation sometimes is a little too heavy and it cakes up a lot easier than concealer. So foundation, I think, has more of a thicker consistency than concealer. So let me put you on. I've talked about this so many times here on my channel, but I'm telling you right now, this stuff is amazing and you really need to get it. This is the Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer. I use this as my foundation, quote unquote, and I love it. I get so many compliments on my skin. I feel like my skin looks extremely natural and I love it. I know I didn't mention the bronzer that I was using, but I was using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer in Golden Tan. So now that we got the relationship stuff out of the way, let's discuss my career. I'm not sure how much you guys know about what I do or what I've been up to, but I have been solely an internet content creator for the last 3 years. I have been doing it since 2020, and I kind of just have expanded myself in all realms of social media. I have a TikTok, I have a YouTube, I have an Instagram, well, I have a couple Instagrams, and I do adult content. Now, we're not going to really dive too much into that aspect just because of the fact that this is YouTube. This is a family-friendly channel, so we're not really going to dive too much into that, but that is where I make the majority of my money. So besides that type of content, on Instagram, I have kind of just resorted to posting more lifestyle content because that is most definitely kind of where the internet is heading. So I want to dive into why I haven't filmed any YouTube videos, kind of why I abandoned my space here on YouTube. So back in 2015, 2016, 2017 was the highlights of my YouTube career. And I loved it. Beauty space was huge at that point, and there was not that much drama. Drama channels didn't really exist at that point, and people were just posting makeup and having literally the time of their lives. So that is when I would say I kind of took off in the beauty space here on YouTube and on Instagram. I also, if you don't know, I'm trans. I was doing makeup with a full beard. So this is before it became like a very popular thing. I was one of the first, I have to say, I was one of the first to rock like facial hair and makeup. Then fast forward to Dramageddon. If you guys don't really know what that is, it was just kind of like a big thing with like other creators here online, and it was just really drama filled. But I have to say the end of the beauty community as a whole really happened around that time. I think people just got sick of kind of watching it, and at that point people were already kind of just learning to do makeup without having to watch YouTube videos for it. So the beauty space literally fell apart. I just could not find my place on this platform, unfortunately. I just didn't really know what to do. Like, I am not someone who really films vlog style videos. I'm not someone who really does like prank videos. Like, I'm not someone who, you know, really did anything other than makeup. Like, this was my passion and I loved it. And so I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus. I ended up coming back, doing some trans content, which I know that I'm known for mostly on YouTube now. And I don't know, I just think at some point, like, my whole personality was me being a trans woman, and it became unfun because as I've gotten older and really just came into my identity as a trans woman, like, the less I wanted to talk about it, the less I wanted it to be the main focus of who I was, and more or less just like a cool thing about me. And don't get me wrong, I do not regret transitioning publicly at all. Like, I think it helped more people than it harmed me. I just think in general, for me, the reason that I like to be a little bit more, I would say, private about my transition now is just because this won't be this way for long, because I do plan on moving, but like where I am, like, I'm just kind of known as this just like local trans girl anywhere I go. Like, and I'm not saying this in like a, oh, she's famous. Like, it's not even that case. It's just the fact that like everywhere I go, like if I were to go to a bar, like just to have a night out in my hometown, like, it's like if a man is looking at me, you've got 5 other people telling him like, oh, she's trans, or she was born this, or she's X, Y, and Z, which in and of itself is weird. But I can't lie though, sometimes I do wonder like how different my life would be if I kind of just went private with my transition and then popped out years later, kind of just looking like I do now, and see, I guess, more or less how my life would have been. I'm really unsure kind of where I want this channel to go. I love makeup. I don't love it as much as I used to. So I wouldn't come back to YouTube and do makeup just because, unless I were to do a video like this where it's just a get ready with me and the makeup isn't the sole focus, yes. But doing sit down tutorials is just not something I plan or want to do anymore. I just think it makes it difficult because of just how the platform is in general. If a TikTok of mine doesn't go viral or perform well, I'm not necessarily butthurt about it because of the fact that it only took me such a short amount of time to film, edit, and upload that for me, it's not the biggest deal. But a YouTube video is a lot more. Like, you have to set up a camera, I have to edit the full video, I have to upload it. I have to do a whole production when it comes to YouTube, and it is a little bit more discouraging and a little bit more, I'm a little bit more hesitant when it comes to YouTube just because you put a lot more effort into this for nothing to come out of it. People are very into the short form content now, and it's really hard to keep people's attention span for a 5, 6, 7, 8, 10-minute video. You know, people are losing interest on a TikTok after 10 or even like 2 seconds. So it's like YouTube in a whole, the long form content, the ones that perform very well are mostly like how-to videos. People learning to change their brakes, people learning to tie their shoes, I don't know. I am kind of just at a point where I really don't know what I love. I mean, I do love, you know, fashion, buying clothes. I still love makeup. I love designer items. Like, I have been so blessed to have the ability now to live such a comfortable and luxurious lifestyle because of what I do here on the internet, that for me, like I've become a lover of designer items. And yes, obviously designer items are not for everyone, but for me, it's something I love. Like I love working hard and saving my money and going and dropping like $5,000, $6,000 on a bag because it's like something I worked for. So I did my brows off camera because honestly, who wants to watch that? I think brows are probably one of the easiest things to achieve, so we skipped right over it. So I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in medium, and I just run this through my crease just to give me a little depth and a little bit of dimension to my eye, because we're just going to put on a lash and keep the eyes fairly simple. I have, trips planned. I am going to Disney literally on Friday. You guys know I'm obsessed with Disney, so I'm going there with my sister. I had also went on a trip a couple weeks ago to Nashville, Tennessee to see Beyonce, and I'm telling you right now, that was a life-altering experience. I went with one of my other trans friends who is on the internet, and that was our first time meeting, but we had been like FaceTiming and calling each other every day for months. So it was just such an overall beautiful experience. I don't really have that many trans friends just because in my area there really isn't many, and I'm very selective on who I have in my circle. I just loved meeting. It was the time of my life. We look back at videos, we send them to each other from Nashville, and it was the most amazing experience of my life. And that's just kind of where I am at currently. I just want to travel. Me and my best friend are trying to go back to Nashville next month for a little weekend getaway. October, I'm going to Vegas. My best friend of all time, someone I've known for 26 years since kindergarten, she's my first friend, is turning 30, and I turned 30 a month later, so we're going to Vegas to celebrate. So I don't know if you guys did see another life update I have, is I did have more plastic surgery. I don't know if you've seen a video or not, but I did have a Brazilian butt lift. If you don't know what that is, it is where they liposuction the fat out of unwanted areas. That could be your arms, your thighs, your midsection. But what I did is lipo 360, which is lipo all around your midsection. So back, sides, front, abdomen area. And what they do with that fat is they put it into your hips and butt. I just felt like being trans, I didn't really have the shape that I wanted, like that hourglass womanly figure. And so I decided to go through with a BBL. I will insert a photo right here of my after, and you could see there's a big difference, and I just feel like it was the best thing I could have ever done for myself. I think it has boosted my confidence to a level that is almost untouchable. That doesn't mean though that I'm not gonna have any more work done. I have kind of gone back and forth about having a round 2 where I like go and gain some more weight, and then they put that added into there just to give me a little bit more something. But I'm still kind of going back and forth on that. I definitely think I want a second breast augmentation. I think I want just a little bit bigger, a tiny bit, not anything crazy, just a little bit bigger. And it's also what I do for work that I think makes me want to do it also. Not that it's not something I don't want to change, but I also just think you just make more money. I gotta be so honest with you guys. These are my favorite lashes of all time. I know big va-va-voom lashes are not for everyone. I personally like them. I think I have big eyes. So for me, I think they look so good. These are the Lily lashes in the style Miami. One thing about this mascara that is not my favorite is when it is close to like its end of life, it starts to get extremely clumpy. And I don't love that. Like, I like my lashes to be separated, full, and obviously look like they have mascara on them, but I don't like when they clump together like it's kind of doing over here. And the final step of this Get Ready With Me is lips. I like to keep it fairly simple. I'm going to be using this One Size Lip Snatcher in the shade Shy But Fly. It is literally a perfect nude. So once they're outlined at the perfect shape that I want them, I will take just this gloss. This is the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. This is the Bubblegum Yum version. Honestly, I usually will just use the original, like the lip injection, like the most extreme one, but they didn't have it in stock when I went and got this one. So there really isn't much tint to it. especially when I lay the lip liner down. So it just really gives me a high shine, glossy look. I do not like the matte lip look. I never have, and I'm not gonna start now. I like when my lips look overly glossy, really shiny. I just think they're really flattering, especially if you have like lip filler. It just makes them look so juicy. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed my little get ready with me and my little life update thing that I have going on. If you guys have any other requests, let me know. I will get to it. But until then, I'm going to kind of just pop back in here and there with videos that I feel I want to make. I'll see you guys in my next one.